All right, so good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the day two training program of ours. I believe my audio is reaching. Can somebody confirm, please? Hello, able to hear me? Yes. Hello.
I can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much for the confirmation. So now, since we have started working with our corporate case studies file, so go to the same file and we are going to continue from the topics what we have left with. And as I understand and remember, we have already discussed up to our goal SIG 2. All right. Right, people?
Yes.
So today we are going to start with our next sheet naming called data clean 1. Why data cleaning is required in working in Excel? The reason is 90% cases people what it happens when we receive our data, it will be there in unclean format. Unclean format in the sense like there will be some unwanted data, unwanted characters, unprintable characters, errors would be there, blanks would be there, and column header would be missing. So all these are the part of our different varieties or types of errors or problems, you can say otherwise. So unless and until you do the necessary data cleansing, the data is not ready for next level and it is of no use also. So this is the reason why, being a Excel user, we must know how to clean our data and make it ready for next level so that we can apply the necessary formulas, functions, or we do the necessary actions further on that. All right. So let me take you through something we have with us right now. See, I have received a dealer-wise data for last, say, 8 quarters or 2 years data I have over here, or 3 years data, or 5 years data, anything you name it. So when I receive this data, you could notice there are many more places we have got these errors like hash division, hash name, hash reference, hash null, hash name, hash NA, hash value, all these kind of varieties of errors we come across most of the time. And what we do, we just go back to the source data and we try to check why there are so many errors. What is the reasons behind that? And what we get in reply? The reply is something. These errors are because of the data absence or format incompatibility or case sensitivity. Because of all these reasons, we are getting all this type of different types of errors. Now, the question is, unless and until I clean these errors, if I leave as it is and send it across to the next level, the persons whomever I have sent, they will be keeping asking questions over here, right? So to stop people asking unwanted question, we need to do the right treatment with the errors. So basically, the question is, wherever the errors are there, we need to replace with a text called NA. So how to replace all these things at once? Our experts, they will suggest you, Pravas, you can go for find and replace. But find and replace will handle only one type of error at one time. So we have got varieties of errors. First, we have to make a list of errors, and that many times we have to roll out this activity of our find and replace, which is really a tedious process, and we are not going to do that. So find and replace, though it is working, but we are not supposed to take because it is a time consuming job. So now the question is how to replace all these errors at once with the text called NA. See the beauty. Select your data, keeping the cursor anywhere, Control A, and go for Control G, G for Gamma, G for Goa. You have a go to dialog box appeared in front of your screen. Yes. We can go for the tab called Special. And when you choose this special tab, it will take you to your next dialog box naming called Go to Special. And there you have an option naming called constants. The second option, constants. And once you select constants, then deactivate numbers, text, logicals. I repeat again, having the selection with constants, deactivate number, text, logicals. Don't do anything with the errors. Let it be. Now click OK and you'll be finding out of the entire data set, only the error-driven cells are in selection. Leave your mouse, leave your touchpad, don't do anything, directly type NA. Wherever you are typing, don't worry about it. But if you want to see where exactly I'm typing, you can go to your formula bar and you can see the data. All right. Now you need to hit Control Enter. So all these errors, you could notice it has been replaced with the value or the text called NA. But our job is not completed yet. With this setup, you should go to Home tab and there you should color these cells. So once you color these cells below to the data, you should write a legend stating that over here, the yellow colored cells are nothing but, nothing but error driven cells replaced with NA. So this is how the people, whomever I'm sending this file now, they are not going to bother me further by reading out the legends. They can understand what's the treatment I have done with this yellow colored cells. So this is how people we have understood how to handle our error driven cells in our data and present it effectively to the audience. Go through the same and confirm all these things are working.
But how about the blank cells, Pravas?
Yeah, we are going to deal with that. Don't worry. So we
Okay.
have done with our error treatments. Okay. Now, if you look at our data, you could notice there are many more cells we have got blanks. So if you see here, we have one blank. Then again, if I go for this, then some other cells also will be having blanks, but I'm not able to show it because my screen is a bit synced over here. And if you look at, I'll show you one more cells also. See, there also we have some blanks, right? So like this, there are many more blank cells are there, and our objective is now the blank cells has to be replaced with nil, N-I-L. So how to do that? Again, let's make a practice. Select your data, Control A, then Control G, G for gamma, G for go up. You have a tab called Special. You can click that. Then you have an option called Blanks. You can notice. So this blanks option has to be selected and then click OK. You will be finding from the entire data set, only the blank cells are alone in selection. Leave your mouse, leave your touchpad, and immediately type what we want, nil, N-I-L. Wherever it is typing, don't bother, but if you are really interested to know, look at your formula bar and you can cross check. Are you typing exactly NIL? Yes. Now hit Control Enter. So when you hit Control Enter, all these error-driven cells will be replaced with NA and all the blank cells are replaced with nil. You can check it out. But job is not done yet, as I told you earlier. Going to Home, color these cells in a different color. And once you color them, you can put a legend in the bottom over here stating, saying, what is that? The green colored cells are nothing but, okay, so I'll change this yellow since I have turned into green. So I'll make it as the green colored cells are nothing but the blank cells, okay, replaced with nil. So anybody, whoever is watching my data, they can have a clear picture. And this is the ideal way you are supposed to present your data to the next level. So this is what the story of our data clean one people, how to handle the error driven cells and how to handle the blank cells in your data and make it ready for next level. So any questions anybody is having, feel free to ask.
Can't we, can't we apply both the formulas like the NA and nil at one go?
No, no, you are not having such kind of parameters that you can have multiple options. You can either handle the blanks, or you can handle the error driven cells, or you can handle the formulas, or you can handle the data validations. Because see, the basic logic is when you go and select your data control G special, you cannot have multiple variables. Like you can say either constants or you can select blanks. See, it is changing. You can't have multiple. Even though you try to hold your control button, you cannot select both. So that's the reason why this is a basic nature. You can handle only one thing at a time. All right. So I believe it's clear. Answered your question.
Yes, yes.
All right. So Nikita, Shifa, what is the status? Is it clear? Okay. I'll go to our next sheet, naming called over here, data clean 2. So let me take you through the data set again, the background story of the data, so that you can also connect with that very easily. Ideally, whenever we download the data from SAP or ERP system, people, there are two areas always you will be finding the trouble. What are they? The date column will not be in date format, and the number column will not be in number format. So unless until you clean them same over here, you cannot proceed further and the data is of no use at all again. So we have got something like this. Let's see. Suppose say my boss asked me, Prabhas, get me the entire fixed asset register from our SAP. So I gave a respective T code. I downloaded data near about 1 lakh records. It comes in this format. So what is the data we have? Let's see. So you can notice we have got asset code and we have got asset description. We have got asset class. So this is our first problem area. You can notice the column is containing the numbers, but it is not in number format. So now the question you can ask me, Prabhas, how did you immediately notice and how did you come to know it is not in clean format? Since if you look at numbers in the left side of your cell, the top left corner, can you see some kind of green color flag symbols are visible? It's a simple message. Okay, our data is not complied with the right format. So since it is having numbers, it is not in number format. It's a pretty simple message. Then if it is not in number format, then which format it is? The best example, any point of time to check any format of that particular column data, select the same, go to home, you will be finding over here in this box. So what it is showing, this data is in text format, right? So it's not necessarily to be text format all the time. It may be in general, maybe in text, or maybe in some other format. But our requirement is we need to bring it to a number format. So what to do, how to do that? Our experts, they will suggest you go and select this particular cells and there will be a yellow colored symbol turns up. You need to go for this option called convert to number. They will suggest like this. I do not recommend this. Reason, I'm not saying that it is not going to work. It will work, but this option is being designed to handle limited row items of data, say 10, 20, 50 max to max. You can go and change your format in this format. But ideally, when you look at the huge volume of data like what we have, how many records? 1 lakh records. Now, by mistake or unknowingly, if you have opted this option, you will be inviting the trouble to your system. Like you have got Excel not responding. Excel is restarted. Excel stopped working. All these kind of problems you will come across. So this is the reason why I do not recommend this. What is the best option you can do? Start working with me. Keep your cursor in the asset class first value. Okay. Now select the rest of the data. Control Shift and down arrow key. Control Shift and down arrow key. So you can notice over here that our data is selected, no issues. Now go for data menu. In our ribbon menu, go to the data option. In this data menu, we have an option called text to column. So where do we have to go? Going to data, group is data tools, option name is text to columns, you can see. So when you click this text to column, it will take you through a dialog box, something like this, just see. Here, you no need to do anything, just simply go and click the finish button. So when you click this finish button, with immediate effect, you will be finding the entire asset class column, whatever you have, it is cleaned and it is ready for further operation. So this is the best way to clean up your data and bring it to the right format over there in Excel. And this is very much essential when you are directly working with your SAP downloaded data or ERP downloaded data. All right. So I believe this is working fine for all. Are you able to clean up your data? And this is the story of data cleansing.
Yeah, I followed you.
Mhm. All right. So 10964 in which ID? Could you please recognize yourself, please? Hello.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, this is Hita.
Okay, Hita. Fine. No problem. How about these others too? What happened to them? Okay. So now this asset class column, whatever it is there, the data was uncleaned. Now we have cleaned them. Now come to the extreme right column. You can see there is a year column we have. And in this year column, you can see some kind of errors like hash value, some errors already it has been populated, right? So in this, when you look at, you can find there is a formula already embedded. You can take any random cells from the year column. You could find there's already a year formula. And we have seen in our day one, Excel has got some inbuilt year formula as well. And this year formula, if you look at, this is depending upon our date column. Can you see? So now I am pretty sure I am confirmed that since my date is having some trouble, my year is not fetching the value. So let's do one thing. Keep your cursor in the first date value of the date column and select the rest. Then when you look at your date, what is the date over here? What is the problem in that date column? Can somebody identify that? In our date column, what is the problem you identified?
Showing as general data instead of date format.
Okay, so it's a date format. So ideally, what is the date format we follow in Excel? Any idea? We
I mean,
discussed
it
day
should be
one.
either date, month, year, or month, date, year. It should be in that format.
Good one, but that is not the appropriate pronunciation, Sudhanshu. You should make it as DD, MM, YY, YY. This is the ideal format, either or MM slash DD slash YY, YY. So these are the two recognized formats across the globe. So basically our format, if you look at, it is also having the same pattern, but problem is with the separator. So ideally the separator we have to take either hyphen or forward slash, not the backslash even. So apart from these two, anything else is there, like your dots, underscore, or you have a backslash or any other character delimiter to separate your date, then this is not compliant with the proper date format. So now how to clean up the thing? Let's see. Now keep your cursor in the first date value and select the rest. So once you select the whole date column, then on your ribbon menu, go for the same data option, data, and text to column, text to column. So when you go for this text to column with immediate effect, you will be finding the same text to column import wizard will be coming up. Here again, no need to do any changes, but you got to go for next button. So go and click the next button and you'll be having in the immediate next tab a list of delimiters over there showing all the type of delimiters, and there again no need to do any changes. Click the next button. So when you click the next button in the third tab, you'll be finding column data format. It is showing as general, but technically our data is of date format. So you need to change from general to date. And once you change from general to date, here you have to be careful. You need to understand one concept. What is that? Just see, stay focused. You have to look at your data. What kind of format it is there? Is it of DD MMYY or is it of MMDDYY? So if you confirm, okay, in my case it is of DD MMYY, then this drop down box should show DMY. If your data is of month, date, year, it should show MDY. So this is how you have to confirm. And since our date is of DMY format, so this option, this drop down should also show DMY. And the moment I click finish, with immediate effect, you could see my entire date column is formatted and my year column, which is showing error, this is also now clean. So this is the best way to clean up your data whenever you download the data from SAP or ERP system, and you can make your data ready for next level. Check it out. Is this working?
Worked for me.
Okay. Shifa, Hita.
In this, I should take out data analysis, right? Or
Data analysis.
no, no. I joined just now, so COP case studies only, na?
Yep, corporate case studies only. And the sheet name is called Data Clean 2.
Okay. Data clean too. Got it.
All right. So I believe now you got the clarity that how to deal with our SAP driven records. Though we have cleaned our data people, but just focus. See, in our year column, still we have the problem. What is that? The commas. Ideally, the comma symbol or the delimiter we can use only if you have the numbers or you have the currency. So here, year column, though we have the numbers, but we cannot express having this kind of comma separators. So this is the place where it has gone again wrong. So how to rectify this? If you remember, in our day one, I told you some keyboard shortcuts for changing the formats. So one keyboard shortcut I told you to change any format to number format. What it was? Any format to number format. Control Shift 1.
One.
Any format to date.
Control Shift 3.
Control Shift 3. Any format to percentage.
Control Shift 5.
Very good. Similarly, any format to
Control
general
Shift
format.
5.
Yeah, any format to general format. So what you need to do first, select your first year value and select the rest. And then on your keyboard, you need to press one key over here. I'll tell you. Just see, on your keyboard above to the tab key, you will be finding one infinitive key kind of symbol is there. So this is called your tilde key. Technically, this key is called tilde key. So any point of time to convert any format to general format, you should go for Control, Shift, and tilde. I repeat, Control, Shift, and tilde. So the moment you go and hit together, you can notice your entire data will turn into a general format and comma symbols have been removed and your data is clean. So this is how people, simple keyboard shortcuts also helps in cleaning up my data formats that also we have seen. So this is our story of our data clean tool. Okay.
Small d, capital D, and
All right. So data clean 2 over here, we have done with it. Now we'll proceed to our data clean 3. Okay. Now let me take you through the data what we have with us so that everybody can connect with it very well. And then we'll proceed with what is the objective and how to deal with the same, how to make our job easy. Say, take an example. My boss is working in his laptop in a bank portal, in a bank software. He has just logged in the internet banking. He has logged in and he's working in the bank portal. So he could see that there are various data like bank name is there, bank account number is there, bank code is there. Everything is neat and clean and with proper format or proper organized data he could see in that bank portal. So immediately he has exported the data to Excel. And what happened when he has logged out from bank portal and just opened that Excel file, he could notice the data, entire data, whatever it is of 10,000 records, it is dumped into single cell. So bank name, bank account number, bank code, everything has dumped into a single cell. So looking at the data, he believes now it is not my cup of tea. Then immediately he called his best teammates. So whoever the teammate he comes, boss asked him, suppose say my boss. My boss asked me, Prabhas, I have got the data something like this, 10,000 records. Just help me out getting only the bank codes. So data is something like this, and boss is expecting only the bank code should appear in the next column. So how to get that? This is what our question. Okay, just say. In this case, our people immediately they will refer to me. If it was, what's a big deal? We have the data, right? We can go for simply text to column. Why text to column? Because data is separated by space, I could notice. So people will go immediately for data text to column. Don't go for it, just watch my screen, what people suggest. So when I go for text to column next, and here I could see data can be separated by space. I can select space. So can you see each and every column wise, you can see some separators, a column headers, column differentiator, it is coming up, right? So now the moment I go for next and click finish, what happens? With immediate effect, I'm able to separate my data wherever the space was there. Based on that, the column is distributed. But the problem is you can find the bank code in column F, sometimes column G, sometimes in column H as well. So again, I have to keep working with individual cells. Then what is the point of doing this? It doesn't make any sense, right? So this doesn't help us. Okay, we got that. Now, sometimes people will suggest you, they can understand, okay, the bank codes are always at the extreme end of the statement. So they will suggest you go for a formula called write. So what is our write formula does? If you want to ascertain or if you want to extract certain characters from write, you can make use of the write formula. So what it demands me? Text. So this is my text. Now it is asking from right side how many characters you want. So this is called number of characters from right you want. So our data, if you look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 characters are there in the bank code. I have taken 8. Now, the moment I close the bracket and if I go and apply the same for others, what happens? Did I receive my bank codes properly? No need to go very far. Just watch my screen, what I'm highlighting. In this case, my data bank code starts from UBS, but what I'm getting WCH because everywhere it is only bringing 8 characters for me. So our bank code, since it is not a consistent format, I cannot use all these functionalities, whatever people are suggesting, right? So what is the choice we have? So if nothing is working, we just leave everything. No doubt we get frustrated, but we have to deliver the work. So what we do? Simply we land up with copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, and we keep doing that. So this is the only way out, and we believe and we spend a lot of time for doing this action. Now take a look, people. It's a 1 or 2 case. I can do that immediately, but there are 10,000 cases. So if I start in the morning, probably by end of the day, I could complete the task. But there is a big question mark about this again, isn't it? Now think about it. So when you are taken complete day, do you think that your boss will be having that much of patience to wait for you? No way. So when he is not convinced with your work, again, it is a great question mark about your productivity. So when your productivity is questioned, that is going to give a negative impressions in your KRA report. If your KRA report is negative, it is going to give an impact in the appraisal form also. So it's complete chain reaction, right? Now imagine that entire 1 day of job, if I would make it happen for you just in 10 seconds. Yes, just in 10 seconds. How much of quality time we can save? A lot, isn't it? Let's go for that. Now see the beauty. First 1 minute, watch my screen, what I'm doing, observe carefully. Next 1 minute, I'll be giving time to try it. Don't worry. So first watch my screen. See, column C, whatever the data I have deleted. I'll go to column B. I could notice that each and every case, my bank code is there at the end of the statement, correct? So I have some consistency I could notice over here. So what I'll do, I'll go to my first data set. I will select my bank code. I will copy that. I'll go to next column and I paste it. Then on my keyboard, I will press a simple keyboard shortcut, Control E. So E for engine. When I go for Control E, can you see like a magic show? Entire 10,000 not even 1 lakh record also, it will going to extract the same. So what is this keyboard shortcut, people? This is nothing but, people, this is one of the artificial intelligence tool of our Microsoft Excel, naming called Flash Fill. And this is available on 2013 and above versions of Microsoft Excel. Earlier, it was not there. So give it a try and confirm you're able to successfully extract your data for your bank board. Right? I believe this is working. Could you please confirm?
Yes, it's working, but Control plus E, it takes only the last thing, right? Is it
No, 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 no.
why?
It's not like that. It's not like that. See, what, as I told you, this is one of the artificial intelligence tool. We are not defining any logic of ours. So how it is
Mhm.
working in this case, I'll tell you. When we have copied our data and pasted in the immediate right column, it establishes a relationship. So what kind of relationship? This is called in layman language called pattern. So what is the pattern it has understood? That after the last space, whatever the data is there, I need to bring it out in the next column. So the same pattern, it is just filling it out to the other cells also. So this is
Okay.
called a pattern fill. So it is not that only if it is at the end only it is there, you should bring, or if it is at the middle, it will cannot bring, or if it is in the beginning, it will not bring. So there is no such kind of predefined logic you can predict over here. It differs
Mm-hmm.
from case to case, it differs from data to data, but the pattern, whatever it is creating for us, if the output is matching with our requirement, we are blessed.
Okay.
And this will work
So
only if your data is of consistent type.
so basically we need to select in what pattern we want and do control E.
Absolutely.
Okay, got it.
All right, so this is what your control E people, and over here, sorry, my bad, I have not written properly, spelling mistake, flash fill. Yeah, see, this is what the keyboard shortcut. Now you can ask me a question because I'm a bit fear of remembering the keyboard shortcuts. If you help me out somewhere in the ribbon menu options, it will be easy for me to register. Okay, so if that is the case, I will tell you this flash fill where you find in the ribbon menu tabs. If you go to our home tab, there's an option over here called fill. And in this fill, you have the option called flash fill. Okay. This is location number one. Okay. Now, location number two, if you go to your data menu, we do have an option called flash fill. Okay. So this is also there, option number two. And the other one, the keyboard shortcut, Control E. So this is how people we have understood where is the flash fill option and what is the keyboard shortcut. But remember one thing, you cannot apply flash fill wherever you like it. For that, you need to satisfy certain rules. So which is very, very essential. You should know. Now I will take you through the rules of our flash fill. Okay. Now what is the first rule? I'll take it for you. Just watch my screen. Later I'll copy and paste in the chat box. Don't worry. See, our flash fill says that ensure there is a blank column next to data column. What does it mean? Try to understand. If I have the data in column B, column C has to be blank. If column C is also containing data, then you have to insert a blank column. So that is what the first rule. Ensure there is a blank column next to data column. Hope this rule is clear. Right?
Yeah.
Now, rule number two, after flash fill, make paste special values. So what does it mean? See, if I have got my data, I should select like this. I should copy it. I should go for right click. There's an option called paste special I'll be getting. I should click that. And once I click, there will be a dialog box appears and I should select values. Is it really necessary to go for this option? Yes. Reason, I'll tell you. Suppose say you have not opted this option and you have extracted the data, no doubt, and you have saved the file. You have closed the file. Tomorrow when you reopen, the data will get changed because flash fill stores the data in a dynamic state. And that's the reason why to store your data in a permanent nature, you must store in a paste special value. So this is the reason why the rule number two is very, very essential. After flash fill, make paste special values. All right. This is our rule number two. Now, rule number three, create data header only after step two. It means, suppose say you have not done like this, you have gone to first over here. you have gone to create your data header first like this, like bank code. Okay. And then when you try to apply flash fill, it will not fetch your data properly. Reason? Bank code header will be considered as base data by Excel, and same pattern it will try to fill it down by using Control E or flash fill. So data output will not proper. Definitely. That's the reason why never ever go for creating the header first. First go and get your data, make it as special value, then go for creating the data header, naming called bank code. This is our rule number 3. Now, rule number 4, ensure there is no formula on data column. What does it mean? Just say, suppose say I have my data in column B. So in column B, any of the cells should not contain any kind of formula. Because if you have formula driven cells, flash fill will not work upon them. So what you need to do, you need to select everything, again copy, and this also you have to make it as special values, then only the flash fill will work. So this is how all these 4 rules, people, as I told you, very essential. So I am pasting it over here. Okay. So these rules are very essential. You have to always remember that. And whenever you believe any point of time your flash fill is not working or something, okay, flash fill is not working for you, then definitely one of the rule is not satisfied. That's why flash fill is not working. But trust me, it's a very beautiful tool. 90% cases it will help you in your data cleansing operation. So only thing is you have to follow the proper pattern, what I said to you, and you will not be facing any trouble. So I believe now you got to know about a option or a AI tool of our Microsoft Excel called FlashFill. So what do you believe? Is it going to help you? Can you connect with?
Prabhas,
Yeah.
okay, that you taught that, control plus E, we
Mhm.
need to follow a pattern on, it's an AI tool which will give us the thing.
Mhm.
What if bank code was in between, like Australia and New Zealand, after the number, the bank code is there, that's okay. But what if the haphazardly written without even having any format?
See how it will understand. As I told you, there should be a pattern. Now, what is the pattern? Here it is. You could see alphanumeric combination. So in this case, it has taken the pattern after last space, whatever the data I should fetch. Now that is what I want and it is matching. So you can ask me a question. Some cases I'm not getting the bank codes. If you see all this series, it doesn't give me the bank code. These are not my bank codes. What it has written got then? It does a bank account numbers, because it doesn't know which is the bank account number and which is the bank code. It follows the pattern. So the pattern what we
Okay.
have given after the last space. So after the last space, whatever it is fetching me. Now these are my unwanted data. These are
Okay.
my unwanted data because those cases bank code is not available. So I no need to
Okay.
worry about this. Similarly, I told you, you can't predict it. You have to only give a try and you have to see the random output. If it is matching with your requirement, then you can take a call. Okay, I can go for it. So we
Huh,
cannot
you mean
predict
to say that,
just
if it has a it, if the data has the pattern, I can go with it. If it doesn't have, I have to manually do it, right?
absolutely. So
Okay.
again, I'll rectify this with a small statement. See, as I told you, 90% cases it will work because 90% cases we download the data from SAP or ERP and we work. Then 10% where it will not work when manually people feed the data. Now suppose say I have distributed the work of mine to 5 different people. So 5 different people, 5 different mindset, 5 different way of typing the data could be the case. Never know, right? Now, suppose say, take an example. I have asked somebody to fill the data, something over here, to 5 different people. Suppose say we are working out with today's date. What is today's date?
Yeah, today is 15th.
Right. So now somebody has taken the data, something like this. Okay. Now somebody started writing 15th October 2023. Okay.
Mm.
Now somebody started writing 15.10.2023. Now somebody started writing 15/10/2023. Now somebody started writing 15th_10_2023. So I can't stop them writing all these things, correct?
Yeah.
So if this kind of things are there, where it has come? When people does the manual data entry. But if it is a system generated some data, as I told you, definitely there will be a consistency. So don't worry about it. And 10% cases, when the manual enter data is there, you will be facing the trouble. You have no other choice.
Okay, so if it is, I mean, here and there, if the numbers have gone, I have no other choice other than doing it manually. But if it
Absolutely.
is, if it has a pattern, then I can do Control plus C, right?
Yeah, you have to try control E. You have to observe what is the output, how it is coming. If it is matching with your requirement, then you can finalize that concluded statement. Okay, data is perfect, data is accurate. All right, so we got some basic understanding about this flash fill. Now, I will take you through where else we can use this flash fill. Okay, I'll tell you a beautiful step. Just see. Go to our Data Clean 3 sheet tab. Hold on that, right click. You have an option called Unhide. You can see. And when you go to this Unhide option, can you see a sheet list over here completely? And there is a sheet name called.
Prabhas, 1 minute. I just, it is, I have to go to where?
You
Um,
have to keep your cursor in Data Clean 3 sheet tab.
yeah, got that. I
Right
got it.
click, go to Unhide,
Okay, right click and okay.
and then you have a dialog box, and you will be see a list of sheet names in that dialog box. And there is a sheet name called Text Challenge from the top fourth option. And once you select Text Challenge and click OK, you will be finding a new Excel sheet will be displayed called Text Challenge. Able to see? All of you kindly confirm you got Text Challenge sheet on.
But I unhide option, right click and I unhide option. I'm not able to see what is this.
See, take your mouse pointer to exactly on the sheet tab. Watch my screen where I'm keeping my pointer. And there you should do right click. You get unhide option.
Got it.
Right. So can you please
Then,
confirm everyone? Hold
yeah,
on. I'm also checking with others. So guys, I believe everyone has got this text challenge on. Could you please confirm? Shifa, Nikita, Sudhanshu.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now just have a look at my screen. Just 1 minute, watch my screen. See, ideally, the moment when you download the data from SAP or ERP about your customers, employees' names, or you got your vendor names, anything, you get your data something like this, first name and last name in 2 different columns. And people are not happy watching the same. Say, my boss said me, Prabhas, why don't you retain the entire name in one column? Why you are keeping 2 columns for that first name, last name, and all? So basically, to combine the data, our experts immediately they will suggest you go for a formula naming called concatenate, isn't it? Formula name concatenate. This is a lengthy formula. This is a lengthy formula. Okay, so don't go for this. Now, what is the formula we can apply? Just say equal to taking the first name using ampersand means and symbol. That will be acting like a concatenate function, and that will be helping us to conjoin multiple cells. Now we need a space. Because space is a delimiter, we must define within two double inverted quotes. Since space is a delimiter, we must define within two double inverted quotes. So that space will be automatically combined with my first name. But we have also last name to combine with. So go for one more ampersand and go for last name. So this is how a simple text operator will be acting like a concatenate function. Formula is ready only for a cell, need to apply for rest. As we discussed earlier in day one, what we are supposed to do. Formula is ready in one
Control
cell,
enter.
but very good. Control enter. So when you go for this, your answer is ready. See? So this is how people, this was the best option over here to combine our data. So give it a try and check, is it working?
Work for me, but
Mhm.
what we should name it? Like instead of concatenate, what we should call this?
Ampersand. And symbol is called as ampersand. Ampersand. All right. So this was the best option, people, till you join this training program. All right. And this is what our expert also suggests us to do the job like this. But I do not recommend these options as well. Yes. See the beauty, what you can do. If you have the data, just 1 minute, watch my screen. If you have the data, something like this, okay. If you happen to combine the same, 1 minute, watch my screen. I should go to my next column, type whatever I am expecting, and then I should go for simply a keyboard shortcut, Control E, bang on. Can you see that? With immediate effect, even though I have got 10,000 records, my data is combined. So that's what the beauty of Flashfill AI tool. No need to have any formula, no need to have any function, file size is not heavy, data processing also will be very faster. So this is how for data concatenation, data conjoining purpose also you can use Flashfill. Give it a try. I believe it's clear, working fine for everyone.
Yes.
All right. Now, similarly, if you happen to suppose, say, take an example, I have the data something like this, and I need to separate the same first name in one column, last name in other column. How to do that? Just see. So I'll go to my next column, 1 minute, watch my screen. I'll go and type Hari. Next column, I'll type Sadhu. Then I'll come back to Hari, Control E, come back to Sadhu, Control E. To keyboard shortcut, entire data is separated. See how it is going to increase your productivity also. Your speed is also getting increased because of this flash fill. So this is how people, we have seen some scenarios where we can use flash fill the most. And that's what the beauty of AI do. All right. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Fine. So what is flash fill? What are the flash fill rules? How to use flash fill? And we have seen different scenarios of the flash fill uses. Now let us come back to our data clean 3. Okay. Now the question, whatever it was running in our mind, that now something was there at the end of the statement, we could just extract the data by using flash fill. We have understood that. What if we have something in the middle of the statement? Say, take an example. I am looking for, suppose say I am looking for this bank account numbers. It is somewhere in the middle of the statement. So let's check it out. If I need all the bank account numbers, can I extract it? See the beauty. As I told you, rule number one, next to the data column should be blank. So we'll create first a blank column. Watch my screen first. Watch my screen first. Understand how to do it. Okay. Now, what I need to do over here, remember one thing, whenever you are extracting the numbers, though it is a account number or reference number or any other code, anything, even if you have its zeros in the left, those zeros also has its own value. We have to retain them. We cannot ignore it. That you have to always keep in your mind. So what I suggest is first go for an instance where you have all the data of the bank account number, copy the same, come to the next column and paste it. This is what the mistake you should not do. Why we are not supposed to do like this? The reason is when you paste directly, it will paste as a number format. So when data will be pasted as a number format, Excel has a limitation. It can store only up to 12 digits or 11 digits max. If it is going beyond 11 digits, it will not store the data properly. Data will not reflect properly. So this is the reason why once you copy the data, you should go to the next column and type apostrophe, the single quote. So when you type single quote and paste it, this will store the data as a text. So anything you type with apostrophe, the data will be stored as a text. Now the data is stored. You can see a green color flag symbol immediately turns up. So it is a meaning that data is stored in a text. So no problem. We want our data, though it is of general text, numbers doesn't make any difference. So to bring all the data now, keep your cursor, Control E. You can see, including zeros, wherever the account number starts with, those data also we got it instantly. Then rule number two, I told you, select your data and copy the same. Right click upon the same, paste special, and you should go for values. That you should not forget. Rule number 3, then only you should go and create your data header, naming called bank account number, right? So this is how we got our data. So give it a try and get it, please.
I got a and sign at the bank account number place where you have written.
Right, that's not a problem because this data is also continuous now because bank header is also continuous data. It is there is no gap or there is no blanks. That's why this is also trying to populate to pull the data up and down because flash fill doesn't mean that you should only get the pattern towards down. If you have something in the top also, it will be bringing up. Now take a look. Suppose that this is the data I have. Okay. Now, if I do not go for this, take a look. I am not going to take the first data. I'll go for over here and I'm trying to do the flash fill. So I can take the data from here like this, copy that. I'll go to next column, apostrophe, I paste it. I got my data. Now, when I go for flash fill, it should fill down and fill up also. Do you agree?
Okay.
Right. So you can keep your cursor over here, controlling. See, it fills down and fills up also. So when we have taken the first data, since header is also there in the contiguous form, that's why it is also trying to pull some data out of this. But that is unwanted for us. We can remove it. It's not a problem.
Okay, it worked for me.
So this is how people we have understood that if something you have in the middle also, as long as the pattern is working for us and this is matching with our requirement, we can still use flash fill over there. All right. So you can keep trying different scenarios from your workplace or live data. You can keep trying. If you believe Flashfill fails, so you can very well drop me a sample data with the email ID I have already got in the cover pages. So I'll look into that and I'll guide you what is the pattern you need to create or follow, and I'll help you on that, whether possibilities or chances are there or not. So this is about all our data clean 3. So can I take that all clear with our data clean 3 people?
Prabhas, the one which you taught now, the bank account number, it's the same
Mhm.
as what you taught earlier, right? With regards to bank code.
What is the same? That is what the usage of flash fill. If you have
Yeah,
something, the
that's what that.
question. Now,
So,
what's your confusion point in this?
no, thing is that we just copied. We can copy any in the sentence like bank account and code the column B. We can copy anything there, paste it, and control E. So you get a pattern,
Right,
right?
right.
Okay. Yeah. So I just wanted to clarify that. That's
Yeah,
all.
but I told you specifically one thing, when you are bringing the numbers, you must store with one apostrophe. Because
Okay.
when you store with one apostrophe, the data will be stored as a text. Because sometimes what it happens, some account numbers will start with 0. Those
Yeah.
zeros also has its own significance. We cannot ignore
Mhm.
that. So that's the
Yeah.
reason why, to retain all the characters over there
Mhm.
of that account code or reference number, anything you name it, we should go
Yeah.
for apostrophe and paste. Then you go for controlling.
Okay. And sometimes I have observed in office when we have this account numbers, bank account numbers, we get zero plus zero, zero zero like that. Plus zero. It just adds on like that. In that case, what are we supposed to do? Like this only?
This is what you have to do. I have
Okay.
not shown you that error.
Okay.
There is.
Okay. Okay. Oh,
I'll show
got it.
you.
Got it.
I'll
Now
show
it's
you the error.
clear.
I'll
Clear.
show you.
Clear.
I'll show you. Since you have asked, let's get it completely confirmation. See, I have the data. Okay, I have copied. Now
Hmm.
I did not do the apostrophe. I directly pasted it. When I go for
Hmm.
Control E, can you see this kind of one
Exactly.
E
This is
plus
what I
one?
used to feel. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is what you should, just to avoid all these things, what you should do
An
over
apostrophe.
here,
One
you should
apostrophe.
go for apostrophe, then paste, then go for Control E, and you will be getting the data.
Okay. Got it. Got it,
Yeah.
Prabhas. Thank you.
But don't forget to do the copy paste special value. As I said, the
Yes.
rules you have to always follow, else it will be a troublesome. All right, people. So I believe now we all are clear with our data clean tree. We'll proceed to our next example called data fill. Okay. So as I said earlier, in day one, everything you need to practice. As I told you, it seems like a fairy tale in training program, trust me. But unless and until you practice upon the same, you will never have a grip or hold on the same. So you have to practice hard. So let's go for our next example. Let me take you through the data, what we have with us, people. See, suppose say my boss asked me over here, Pravas, get me the entire revenue report. So I gave a respective T code in my system or SAP logged in, and I typed my T code. I download a data set near about 1 lakh records. It comes in this format. Like city wise, I have got different outlets, and in outlets, I am just selling all these products to our customers. So basically, I have taken up data of a food product manufacturing industry. Okay. And they are producing all these products and selling to the customers. And this is what the revenue we have generated from each and every product, or like this 1 lakh records are there in place. Now, looking at the data, okay, in this format, my boss is not happy. He is saying, to us, this is a his data, you keep it with you. I don't want that. Just show me the records only related to vanilla powder. I repeat again, we have got 1 lakh record. My boss is expecting that I should present only the records related to vanilla powder. So what I'm supposed to do? If you were in my place, what you will be doing? Yes, whatever it comes to your mind. Ideally, what we do when you have a huge volume of data and you are looking for only some specific information, what we do exactly on that?
Filter.
Filter.
Simple.
Yeah. Filter.
So we
Yeah.
go for filter. So we have to go for filter. How do you apply filter? Where you apply filter? Let's have a discussion. So we'll go to our product description and we'll activate first filter, isn't it? So we'll be keeping the cursor over here. Ideally, go to data, we go for a filter, then we'll go to product description and we'll deactivate select all, and we go for vanilla powder and click OK. This is how we will apply the filter. Do you all agree?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong. What we are doing is absolutely right, but I do not recommend the same. And if you are following this approach, then you have to stop doing it. Now, why we have to stop doing it when everything is fine or if it is the right way? See, the problem is the process what we are following for filter, the amount of time what we are spending, this is not accepted for a professional. If a standard 5 student is learning Excel for first time and he is doing filter like this, it's okay, but not like a professional like us. So the first thing is how to apply a quick filter. See the beauty. Just watch my screen for a minute. My boss asked me vanilla powder related records, right? See the beauty. I will take my cursor to vanilla powder, right click, filter, selected by cell value. See how quick it is. Same thing happening. Filter buttons are getting activated. Vanilla powder alone is shown on the screen, but in a quick note. Give it a try. Keep your mouse pointer in the vanilla powder, going to filter, selected by cell value. Able to apply filter quickly. Right? So what do you believe? Isn't it quick? Then your other operations, what you opt for filter.
Yes.
So, so this is how people sometimes the mouse operations also bit more useful and time saving, but major cases only keyboard shortcuts is going to save your time. So I gave you one option. Now coming back to over here, let's go and apply vanilla powder. Right click, filter selected by cell value. My boss is still not happy. Why he is not happy? These people?
It has removed the store details.
Absolutely. So, though the product details are there, but which belongs to which store? So this product belongs to which unit, which store that is missing. So why it is missing? Let's discuss. If you look at our data, only the first row item is carrying out the city names or store name or outlet name. Rest of the cells, it becomes blank. So it is a simple message that these are the products belong to Mumbai unit. This is for the reading purpose, it's fine. But as long as the data is in this format, it is of no use for further operations. Neither we can go for filter, nor we can prepare pivot table, nor we can go for subtotal. Nothing can be done or achieved out of this. So this is the reason why. Now the objective is our column A, store detail column, wherever the blank cells are there, we need to fill it up with the respective store or outlet name. But how to do that? That is the question, because 1 lakh records, it's not a joke. So there are a lot of things, a lot of city names, or if it is a global report, there might be working with 1,000 outlets. We never know. So in this place, how to make our data ready with no time? Let's discuss. See the beauty. Start working with me. Keep your cursor in your store detail column header. And we need to select our whole column. But how to select the whole column? Here, if you go for Control Shift down arrow key, you have to keep hitting so many times. And that much time we do not have. I'll tell you a very beautiful procedure. When your data is in non-contiguous cells, or if you have some regular intervals, some blank cells also, how to select the entire column. Just see the beauty. Keep your cursor in your store detail cell. Okay. So store detail cell, what is the cell address?
A3.
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 So this is called your active cell. Remember, this term is very, very essential. This is called your active cell. Now, how will I know where is my active cell? See, any point of time, if you want to know your active cell, there is a box over here. This is called name box. Can you show? Can you see it is showing that A3 over here?
Yeah.
So this is your active cell address box, and technically it's called name box. So if you do not have an idea, all of a sudden you're watching an Excel screen, this is the place where you have to watch where is your active cell cursor. So now, having said this, now take your mouse pointer to your scroll bar, take your mouse pointer to your scroll bar and bring it to the extreme bottom. So when you go to the extreme bottom, can you see the last row item of that data set is visible?
Yes.
But where is the cursor? The cursor is still in A3. Can you see that? Yeah. Now, just carefully watch my screen. Observe what I'm doing. I will take my mouse pointer over here. I will not click. I will just take my mouse pointer to the last row item of that particular column. But when I'm thinking to select it, I should select along with my shift button. So holding the shift button, you just click the last cell and whole column will be selected. Is it happening? Is it happening?
Yeah.
Right. Now, once you have done with this, go for Control G. Go to dialog box. This is what we have already discussed in our data clean one also. So when you go for our data clean one, that go to dialog box operation, what we did, there is a tab over here called special. And when you click this special tab, it will take you to your dialog box. Go to special, where you could see a blanks option is there. And when you go for this blanks option and click OK, then what will be happening? Just watch your screen, don't do anything. Out of the entire column, only the blank cells are alone in selection. Now leave your mouse, leave your touchpad, and immediately type equal to. You can notice it will start typing in your first blank cell of your range column called store detail, and just select the above cell, that is A4. Just click that cell and hit Control Enter. So when you hit Control Enter, you will be noticing that the entire column will be filled up with the respective city names over there. So even though you have 1 lakh records, people, now your data is ready for next level with no time. So this is how you have to do the treatment whenever you download the data from SAP or ERP. And if you come across this kind of blank cells are there in the range, you need to do this exercise. So what you have learned, please immediately make a hands-on practice in the data set number 2. And this column, you please fill it up with the city names.
Work for me.
All right. So Shifa, Nida, Nikita.
I'm working on it, Pravas.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. I placed my shift and
Click that last cell. Pressing the shift button, click the last cell, whole column will be selected.
okay. Yeah.
Right. Then Control G, special blanks, click OK. Then leave your mouse, leave your touchpad.
It is. I just have to click OK there and just OK.
Yeah, after clicking OK, just notice from the entire column, only blank cells are selected.
No, it is asking. I did a Control G. I got this thing, but it is asking reference.
No, no, no,
Reference.
something you are committing mistake. Please share your screen. Yashita, are you sharing the screen?
Yeah, 1 minute. One.
So, sir, this, I mean, the blanks option will work only in case the data is in continuous format, right? Even if the blanks in continuous format.
No, no, blank in continuous format, I did not get you.
So, for example, in case number two, for example, the after Mumbai, the table got ends and there is a new table inserted with Chennai. So we have to
Mhm.
apply this control P in both the tables separately, right?
No, table C. If there is a table, means table properties are different. If it is a normal, see, table data, generic data, it's two different things. If you remember, I told you in our data presentation sheet, this is called table format. So if you have got two tables like this, okay, these are two different entity, two different properties. So you cannot connect with that with one operation. So you have to do action for table one. Again, you have to do a separate action for table two. This is called for table purpose if you are using that operation. Now, what we used is a generic data. It is just a simple Excel data. It is not in a table format. Now, suppose say for the Mumbai data set, if I want to do, now here also suppose Mumbai is there, no issues. Now here also Chennai, immediate after one cell Chennai is there. So it's not necessary that Mumbai we have got 10 blank cells, then only we can do. If Chennai only 5 blank cells we cannot do. It's not like that. So wherever our objective is, wherever the blank cells are there, it should pick the data from previous cell. And that is what the operation we are doing.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess that answered your query.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. So here, let's go for our next is called the sheet name sorting. Okay. So sorting is basically people a data arranging tool. Okay. Now where to use, how to use, let's discuss with one example. See, suppose say my boss asked me, Pravas, get me the entire employee related information. So I have given a respective T code in my system and I could generate near about 10,000 records in this format. Like we have got department name, employee names, date of joining, and the salary. So like this 10,000 records I do have over here. Okay. Now, when I just presented this data to my boss, he's not quite happy watching the same. And immediately he asking me, Pravas, this data is of no use for me. So do one thing, get me the data based on the department. Now, why he's so
Sir, we
specific?
can't see your screen.
Okay. Now is it visible, I believe?
Yeah, now
Yes.
it's visible.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me. All right. So over here, the moment we go for this data, my boss asked me, Pravas, this data is of no use for me. Do one thing, get me the data based on the department. So why is so particular about the department? Let's focus. If you look at our department column, we got our first department name called finance, second admin, third HR, fourth again finance. Means the data is there, but it is shuffled, it is jumbled, and it is not in a good shape. It is not in a information mode. So boss is expecting that I should bring my data together, accounting at one place, admin at one place, HR at one place. I should showcase it. So if you want to bring your data state in that action, then you have to follow a data arranging tool called sorting. And sorting is a tool which first understands the data type, and based on that, it sets the order. Like if you have got alphabets in place, A to Z, Z to A. If you have a numbers in place, smallest to largest, largest to smallest. If you have dates in place, oldest to newest, newest to oldest, it automatically sets the order. Now, we are going to use sorting, no doubt. But sorting, where do we find? See, sorting is one operation people you can find in three different locations of our Microsoft Excel. One, if you go to Home tab, You have a ready-made option, sort and filter, custom sort. This is our location number one. Location number two, if you go to our data menu, you have the sorting option over there and you can apply it. If you go to our data itself, right click, you have the option sort and custom sort. So choice is yours, whichever it is comfortable for you, you can go for it and you can sort your data. So now, if you ask me, I would always prefer to go and work with keyboard shortcut. So Alt DS is meant for our data sorting. Okay. So select your data and go for one by one Alt DS. Do you get your sorting dialog box? Or tell me, isn't it quick? So keyboard shortcuts are always time saving people. You got to train yourself with the keyboard shortcuts to save your time. But I'm not forcing you. It's your choice. If you believe you are not comfortable with keyboard shortcuts, I gave you the mouse options also. You can opt it. So sorting dialog box is activated. Now sorting, sort by. The drop down is there. Now which column boss is interested to watch is the department. We need to select. Now automatically order will be set. I no need to change the order and I can simply click OK. And can you notice we got all the department wise data at one place. So accounting at one place, we immediately receive the same, isn't it? Kindly confirm all of you have got the same pattern.
Yes.
How about others? All right. Now see the things. Though I have presented this to my boss, he is still not happy. Reason? See, what he's asking, "Ki Prabhas, you have given me the department-wise data, no doubt, but when I'm looking at the salary, I don't find any information." So what it seems, he is expecting that each and every department-wise, the highest salary should appear in the top, the lowest one should be in the bottom, which is not there. So this is what he's expecting. So now the question is, over here, how to do a multi-layer sorting or how to apply a multi-layer sorting. We are going to discuss that. Okay. So having the cursor over here anywhere in the data, select Control A and go for data sorting. So you'll go for data sorting by using Alt DS. We know that, no doubt about it. But the moment we are looking at, you could see department wise already the data is sorted. So you no need to do anything on that layer. You need to add one more layer. How? Going to this add label option. And when you choose this add label with immediate effect, one more layer is turning up. And there we must go for the drop down. And what my boss is expecting is the salary. And salary, what type of data is holding? The numbers. If numbers are there, can you see the order? Smallest to largest, largest to smallest is coming up? Yes. What is my boss is asking? Largest to smallest. When you select, click OK and see the beauty. With immediate effect, your data, each and every department wise, whatever the highest salary, is it appearing in the top? And whatever the lowest one, is it appearing in the bottom? Yes. So this is how you can go for multi-layer sorting people if it is needed any point of time over there in Excel. And like this, you can apply 30 multiple layers, 30. That is the maximum limitation of Microsoft Excel. But we never go or reach to that level. Hardly 7 to 8 layers, that itself our entire data is sorted. Kindly confirm all these things are working, whatever we did. Any doubt, any queries, anybody? All right. Now stay focused. Though my boss is happy now, people, but my audience is not happy. Yes. So why audience is not happy? What could be the reason? Look at the same and tell me. Whatever my boss was looking for, I have presented the same. That's why my boss is happy. But when I'm presenting the same to the audience, they are not happy. So what could be the reason behind it? Whatever you feel, you can express. See, as an audience, you are watching the data, you must tell.
I mean, if the formatting could be better, so
So what you could have done?
like apply some chart or some,
Data presentation.
yeah,
Okay. Like,
like pivot tables chart.
so if you go for chart, how it is going to help us in this format? Now I have taken only department accounting and I have shown the reports like this. Now if I go and select something like this over here, the data entirely, and if I go and plot a chart, is it making any sense?
No,
So,
By adding table design. Oh,
that is a good one. So we have learned in day one, we could format the data in a tabular structure and we can give some beautifications to the data that we could have done. Yes, very good. What else? I am not asking anything which we have not done. I am asking what we learned in day one. If you recall, your answer is there. So think about it.
by adding
Uh-huh.
borders and
Okay, that's again the same formatting only, the part of that. So don't differentiate again or making a bifurcation, color them, table format them, border apply, and all those things. So that's the
Maybe
part of formatting.
the salary part, the high, lowest to highest or highest to lowest, that arrangement we could.
It's there. It's already highest to lowest
Oh
only there.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what we
yeah.
discussed, right?
Okay. Um,
All right. So first reason we need to understand why audience is not happy. See, that is very, very essential to know. The reason why they are not happy because we have just done a sorting and sorting is anybody's job. Anybody can do. It's not a rocket science or something extraordinary we have done over here. So audience, when they will be happy, when you do something different, when your presentation will be having some uniqueness in your presentation, when you do something out of the box approach you apply and making it more informative, then only people will be happy, right? So far, whatever we have done, definitely nobody will be happy in the audience side. So how to make it informative? There is a lot of things we could do. Like if you look at, we could have presented department wise how much salary goes, We should have made the bucket because this is a large volume of data. Audience doesn't have the interest to go through your 10,000 records. Rather, they would prefer to see how much salary we provide department wise. So department wise, we can group our data and we could have presented. This is one. Second one, if you look at our data, we have a date of joining. Then, don't you think we could have created another column naming called experience of the employees? In day one, we discussed one formula, if you remember, naming called date diff. Yes, able to recall? Date of joining,
Yes.
comma, today formula. Then within two double inverted quotes, we could have gone for Y. So Y stands for year. And we could have got the result like this. And the moment we go for application of others, this is also a value additions to our data. Give it a try. Right? So this is how always try to think to give more. Then only your data will be more informative and people will love to see that. Hope you got that. So this is how we have understood just making a simple sorting filter actions. It is no longer having a charm and people are not interested to see all of them. So we have to give a lot of things over there with your existing data. So now the question is the same thing. We are going to do it, but how to make it different from others? So how to make our presentation different from others? Let me take you through. Just see the same. So we have got another data set towards your right, same data set only. Just let's discuss. So now we are going to present everything, whatever our people are expecting. We are going to present everything with one window itself. And we'll be making our presentation different from others. Okay, so are you ready? Can you please confirm?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
right. Now go to our data set, select your data completely, Control A, and then go for data sorting, Alt D S. Sort by, go for salary. No more sort by department or employee name or date of joining, go by salary. And order you change largest to smallest. This is the first step. Now, having the selection with the data, convert the same into table. I told you in day one, what is the keyboard shortcut to convert your data into table?
Control T.
Control T.
Very good, go for it. So when you go for Control T, and if you enter, you could find your data is converted into table. Now, along with this, once you complete your step two, do you realize that there is a table design one tab is activated in your ribbon? And there we have a filter button, which is activated again. So that filter button, you got to deactivate the checkbox. And once you deactivate the same over here, you could do one thing. Keep your cursor above to your date of joining cell, and there you type a name called total. Total. So once you go for this total cell, keep your cursor towards the right side of your total cell, and there type a formula naming called subtotal. It's a beautiful formula, but bit peculiar also. Why it is peculiar, because this formula itself, so many formulas are there. Like you can see average, count, counted, minimum, maximum, all these things are there. So basically we need to go for a formula name called sum. Can you see a number is assigned to the sum formula called 9? So you can type 9 over there in the formula box, or you can double click on the sum function and the same 9 number will be populated in the formula of subtotal. Now comma. So we have declared to Excel that sum function you have to apply, but where? So select your salary column first salary value and select the rest. Control Shift down arrow key and hit enter. So you'll be finding a total naming call 29,11,878. Kindly confirm all of you have got the same total.
Yes.
All right. So now once we have done with this, let us convert this data into a currency format. So any point of time to convert your entire format to currency format, Control Shift 4. So when you press Control Shift 4 together, you will be finding whatever your default currency of your system, say dollar or INR, it will be applied immediately. Control Shift 4, any format to currency format. Now, though we got our data turned into currency format, but post decimal two zeros are there, which is not playing any role again. So to remove the same, we can go for Alt H9, or we can go for Home tab, decrease decimal, whichever it is comfortable for you. You can go for it and decrease decimal twice. So it will be landing up with exactly the whole numbers 29,11,878. All right. Now, once we have done with this over here, keep your cursor above to the total cell, above to the total cell, and there you can go to our Insert tab. There will be a button called Shapes. So if you do not have this kind of direct button, you can go to the group called Illustrations. So whichever it is there, depending upon the version of your Microsoft Excel, go to the Shapes tab. So when you choose the Shapes option, go for a rectangle option over here. In the rectangle category, first option you can choose. And there you click and just draw a rectangular shape the way I'm doing. Now, once the shape is ready, you can see on your ribbon tab a shape format option will be activated. There you go and do some beautification of the shape. You can go to this option of more button shape styles and choose some high definition colorful buttons, whichever you like the color. It's up to you. There is no hard and fast rule. And then selecting the shape, keep your cursor in the formula bar, in the formula bar, and type equal to in the formula bar itself, and select that 29 lakhs 11,878 cell and hit enter. So that value will be populated in the shape box. Now, to increase the font size, Control, Shift, and greater than symbol, you keep hitting. Control, Shift, and greater than symbol on your keyboard, keep hitting and increase the font size. To bring it to the center, make it Control E. Control E for making it central alignment. And since we are using the high definition background colors, the font color should be again high contrast to the background. So we can go to shape format and the text fill, I can change it to white color. So this is how we have done the formatting of our shape. And once this is done, just take this and cover it. The data, whatever we have created, kindly cover it. So kindly confirm all of you have done it to this level.
Yes, I have just one question.
Mhm.
So instead of applying the sub formula there, can't we just apply directly the sum equal to sum?
Yeah, as long as you are there in table format, you can go for sum or subtotal. But I'll tell you the subtotal and sum difference over here. Just see. Take a look. Now, suppose say I have applied over here a subtotal just for the information. No need to do all these things. So I'll go for sum 9. I'll go for over here and I populate it. Okay, this is the 29 lakhs 11,000. We got it, right? Now, suppose say when I go for over here, say filter, and I'm going to see a particular data over here, say department, say I go for accounting or HR. So when I go for human, automatically this data, whatever the human records, human resource related records, it is populating out of 29 lakhs. That's fine. Now suppose say I have hidden some records over here. These records I'm hiding it. Take an example. Now what is happening? Though I have hidden my data, but do you think that this some value is changing? I have
No,
got
that's not.
six. That is the reason why. What you need to do over here is when you go for subtotal formula, when you go for sum over here, this will be applicable only for the data which is visible on the screen. If something is not visible, then it will not apply for that. That is the reason why we are taking the formula help. Instead of making sum, we are going for subtotal. Okay. But
Okay, okay,
as
understood.
long, yeah. So subtotal formula will be helpful to display the data for the visible and non-visible cells or visible or hidden cells. If you want to bifurcate or differentiate, you can make use of subtotal formula. That is the core nature. Now, I believe all are clear up to this state, whatever we did. Now, the final step, what you need to do is keep your cursor anywhere in the data, and go to our same table design in the extreme right. You have an option over here called Insert Slicer. Don't go for Insert Man tab. In the table design itself, you have an option called Insert Slicer, right? Now, when you go for that Insert Slicer, it will take you to a dialog box over there. And in that dialog box, the moment you see department checkbox is not activated, you need to activate this department checkbox. And the moment you click OK over here, it will take you to a dialog box, something like this. And the same, you hold it and drag it, put it in next to the data. Now see the beauty. Any point of time, anybody from the audience side, they're asking me, Prabha, show me the HR data over here. Okay. So what I can do, just watch my screen. If I go and click HR, only the HR records will be displayed on the screen. So what is the total salary of HR? Is it showing in the top? Yes. What is the highest salary of HR? Is it showing in the first right row item? Yes. And what is the lowest one? Is it showing in the bottom? Yes. So this is how you can see on a click of button, I'm able to showcase the data entirely to the audience. Now, any point of time, if I want to showcase multiple department data, somebody asked me, Pravas, I want to see admin and HR both. So select one, then holding the control button, select others. Now both the department data will be visible. Now, once your data is presentation is over, if you want to restore your data, see on the department slicer in the top right corner, there is a clear filter button is there. You got to click that and see the beauty. The entire thing is restored. Now, same thing we are presenting, you can notice, but our presentation technique is different. Now you think about it. As an audience, if you are looking at which one you prefer to see the most, option one or option two?
Option 2.
Definitely, anybody's choice would be. So this is how people you can make your data presentation better all the time. And trust me, whomever you are presenting or whoever is the audience side is there, definitely they will appreciate this work. Why? Because people believe slicer is possible only if you are there in pivot table. But right now we have used slicer where in a normal Excel sheet data. But how we get that privilege? Because we converted our data into table. So this is how people we have understood one more advantage of converting our data into table. All right. So this is how just start implementing in your workplace, and trust me, whomever you are presenting the data, they will definitely appreciate your work. And somebody is going to ask this question, how did you create this? Everything is fine, but how did you get this? And that's what we want. People should ask us, how did you do this? Right. So this is all about our sorting sheet story, people. Any doubt, any queries in this sheet?
Can we add index number to this? Like instead of accounting, we can use one. Then we can see only accounting data.
Yeah, you see, that is up to you. I mean, the moment you go for this, if you have got some, suppose the indexing for the department, accounting as one, marketing as two, if you have already defined that, say, you can do that, not a problem. The only thing is you have to have another column. Here you should have another column for indexing purpose. Like say, take an example. Suppose this is my data. Now, how many departments I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Correct? So here I'll tell you how to get it since you have asked me. That will be again helpful for dashboard designing. You can go for a simple formula called unique. So from unique data, you can go and select the department column and you will be having all the unique values. We got it. Now you can number them. Suppose say you type 1 and holding the control button, drag it. So you got 7 departments. Now what you can do, you can go for over here is equal to we look up taking this department over here. You got to select, right? And then we should lock it, comma, which column index number, comma, 0. So 2, comma, 0. Now you got your data. The same you can apply for others. Okay. So now it is not coming up because I have got the tabular data. But once I go and apply this, immediately I'll be getting the same functions. Okay. Now, this is not the part of our table, obviously. So that's why we have to bring it to the table format. So what you need to do, you need to select everything over here. Then you should go for Control T, or you can bring it to the table format over here. Then only you can apply. Now, since already one table format is there, you cannot override that. But is there any way that I can bring the entire data into the table format? See, so whatever the data I can apply towards my right side, that is what the option we have. We can keep adding the columns to the right. because ideally in Excel also we keep creating the columns towards right. That's why this default nature is there. But our requirement is something different. What is that? That this data I'm applying to my left. Well, so what I can do, instead of going through a long route or procedure, deactivating the table, again reactivate the table, what I can do is simply I can take this column a little bit out. I can take that same column over here, Control X. I bring it over here for my indexing purpose. Now immediately we got that. See, and you can name it as your index column, right? Now, what do you need to do? You need to go for this table design, insert slicer, and you can go for index column. And once you do that, now it is ready. So 7 is for R&D, 4 is for accounting. You can do that. And if you feel this index column is there, then why I'm taking this? You can do one thing. You can hide this column. Simple, right? Hope you're getting Sudhanshu.
Yes, yes. The
Right.
formula part I got a bit confused, but this,
You are going to learn. You are going to learn VLOOKUP
yes,
in day
yeah.
4. So don't worry about it. Since you asked me immediately, I expressed what you can do. But VLOOKUP is also a part of our curriculum. You are going to learn in day 4.
Okay, now as you insert a table towards right, so can we cut
Mhm.
paste this index number and paste before department? Will that work, or
No,
that will
no,
fail?
it will not work. It will not work. See, that is what the table format, the concept of table you need to understand. Suppose say, now if I go for unhide the column. Now if you try to do over here, Control X, and there if I go for over here, Control V. Now though it is there as table format over here, so it is not forming part of my table. Since the format is being captured, it seems like as if it is the same format, right? But it's not forming part of my table.
Okay,
So the nature is whatever it is, you always keep creating towards your right. Once the table is created, you should always keep adding the columns towards right. You should keep adding the records towards down. This is the default nature of table. And automatically it will be forming part of table range. All right. So this is
all right,
about
all right.
all our sorting test people. So with this, we'll go for a short break. Okay. So in my system, it is 4:06. Again, bot 4:20 will be catching up. So have a brisk and come back soon. We'll discuss the rest. All right, so I believe everybody's back. So let's proceed with our next sheet, naming called multi-DB filter. So here, let me take you through what is the data set we have and what exactly we need to do. Okay. Sometimes what it happens, we present multiple stories or multiple data sets in one single sheet. Like say, take an example. If you have, we have got two plants data. One is, suppose say this is my plant one. Okay. Sorry, plant one. And this is my plant two data. Okay. Now what happens over here, sometimes we need to present our both the plant data over here. And in this case, no doubt, two plants data is there. Now, suppose say my audience asks me, Prabhas, I just want to see only Karnataka related records from plant one. So I'll go to Karnataka, right click, format filter, cell value. So plant one data is now filtered and it is showed on the screen, no issues. Now immediately say,
ಬೇಕು ಕಣ ನಂದದು.
I'm not able to see your screen. Not sure. Like, can others see?
yeah, what is that?
Actually, I'm not able to see your screen. You have said something right on the screen. I'm not able to see your screen. Can others see Prabha's screen?
Yes.
Then I think I have to rejoin the meeting.
Just wait. Now able to see?
Yes.
No, sir.
Then
No,
you
sir.
have to
Can
call.
you just give me one moment, please? I'm just going
Yeah,
to rejoin. Please allow
yeah,
me.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just holding it. You come. So Nikita, is it clear for you, whatever we are discussing, able to follow?
Yes, sir.
Okay, no problem. Shifa, able to connect with your data, does whatever the topics we are discussing?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Sir, I have a doubt
Yeah, ask me.
about a previous worksheet. In the
Mhm.
meantime, I'll ask you that
Mhm.
for that data cleaning, no,
Mhm.
data cleaning 3
Yeah.
for bank codes, bank name, and
Mhm.
suppose if we have to differentiate different countries, example Australia, America, so we have to do that similarly.
Yes. So in this case, that's what I told you. You have to try first whether I'm getting my data. So I'll go to my first name of the bank, that is New Australia and New Zealand. Suppose I would like to take it. This is my bank name. Okay, and I paste it.
Okay.
But it is not working. So what I need to do, I need to go for F2 and paste it. Then I should go for Control E. So all the places you could notice the bank name has come. So we need to check some random cases. Now, if I go for the second one, if you look at what happens, National Australia Bank Limited is there, but Limited is missing.
Yes.
Similarly, if you go for the Bank of Nova Scotia, Scotia is missing over here.
Hmm.
So what is happening though I'm applying flash fill, but it is unable to fetch my entire records because flash fill is unable to create the pattern. Why it is unable to create the pattern? Because somewhere three spaces are there, somewhere two spaces are there like that. So this is the pattern is unable to understand, and that's why it is taking its own pattern and getting the data. But this is not going to help me. I could understand because the data is missing. So this is what those 10% cases. If you remember, I told you 90% cases, it will work like a charm. And if
Yes.
your data is not having a pattern, Flashfill will fail. So in this case, if my boss asks me, Prabhas, get me the bank name also, how to get it? So where Flashfill fails, we have to go for our formula driven results. So what kind of formula we should apply? Just see. If I go for over here, this is our data, no doubt. Now think about it. Think just like a layman. I am looking for only the bank name, correct? So I think in other way, like wherever my unwanted data starts with, like my bank account number, from that point, if I remove the rest of the data, whatever it is left out, is it going to be the bank name? Do you agree?
Yes.
So this is what we are going to do now. So the unwanted data starts from bank account number. So I just need to identify in which character position the bank account number starts with. For that, I need to go for a formula called find. So in Excel, find formula, it asks me what exactly you want to find. So I want to find the bank account number. So already it is there in my right side. I will take that. Now, where I would like to find within text in the data set in the left, the moment I hit enter, it returns a number 27. What is this 27 number signifying? If I start counting my data, A as 1, U as 2, S as 3, like that, then on 27th character position, my bank account number is starting with, right? This is what the understanding. So now I don't want the character position. I want the bank name. Yes. So what we can do before find will be adding one more formula called left. So left formula will be helping me to ascertain certain characters from the left. So left formula is demanding where is the data. Data is in the left. Yes, comma. Then it is asking how many characters I am expecting. So already find formula is giving me 27, but I don't want that 27th character because 27th character is the first character of our bank account number. So what I can do, I can simply just go for -1. So I don't want that character. So I'll just go for it, bracket close for left formula, and I got my name. The same I can apply for others. So this is how, whenever you believe your flash fill fails, this is the kind of formula combination left, find, middle, substitute, all this kind of formulas you have to use it. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
where to use flash fill, where to use our formula driven results, we got it. So I have typed the formula in the chat box. You can try that also later.
Okay,
Now,
sir.
yeah, coming back to our multi-DB filter. As I told you, there are two data sets. Consider this is plant 1 data and this is plant 2 data. So my audience is somebody is asking, Prabhas, from plant 1, I want to see only Karnataka records. So I can showcase only Karnataka records from plant 1. Now immediately the same person asked me from plant 2, I want to see April month records. So I'll go to April, right click and filter selected by cell value. What happens? My plan 2 data is showing April, but plant 1 data, whatever the filter, it has disappeared. Why? Because filter is a toggle key. So when you go for first application of filter, and again you go for another application of filter, the first one is going to be deactivated because it's a toggle key. So what we have understood in one Excel sheet itself, if you have multiple data sets, we cannot apply filter. So this was a major problem since 1985 till 2003 version of Microsoft Excel. But right now, This is no more a problem since we are working with the upgrade versions of Microsoft Excel. Now let's see the beauty of our latest version from 2007 onwards, how to make this job easy. So which was seeming not possible, how to make it possible over here. Simple. What we can do, select our data and convert the data into table. We know the shortcut Control T. Now our data is activated with the filter tab. What we need to do, Karnataka, we need to filter. Now plan 2, we need April month data to be filtered. Right click, April, filter, selected cell value. Can you see? Both the data, now we are able to apply filter. So this is what the beauty. If you convert your data into table again, you can have multiple filters. So this is how you can showcase multiple unit data, multiple product data, multiple cost center data, or multiple customer data, vendor data, anything, or multiple department data, right? So again, one more advantage of format as table, we got to know. Just give it a try and check, is it working? Any doubt, any queries?
So to
Is
apply
it working?
multi-data filter, one data you have converted into table and other data remains same, and
Mm-hmm.
we can filter accordingly as
Right,
needed.
right. So suppose say you have got 10 data sets you want to showcase. So 9 data you can convert into table. The 10th one you can keep it idle. Or if you want to convert all the data into table also, not a problem.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Now let us go for our next sheet, naming called data visualization. Okay. So as I told you in day one, that when you are operating or working with the data, we have to do a lot of exercise with the data. Like we have to clean our data, we have to apply necessary data mining with the data sets, we have to do the data arrangements, data churning, we have to analyze the data, we have to visualize the data, we have to present our data in a storytelling format. There are a lot of things people are expecting nowadays from the data sets. Okay. So right now we are going to see how to present our data with visual form so that people would be happy watching the same, and that will be add on to our data set, and it will be also a value additions to our work. So take a look. When there is a data visualization come into picture, what is the first thing it comes to our mind? We always prefer to go for charts and graphs. If my boss asks me, Pravas, why don't you present your data in a visual form? Immediately we go and prepare a charts, but we are not going to prepare any kind of charts and graphs. I'm making it clear. We are not going to create any kind of charts and graphs. Then how to present in visual form? That's what the beauty. So let's go and see. Suppose say we have got 12 products over here, and this is what the revenue we have made. Now, the data what I prepared, anybody can prepare. It's not a big deal. Now, my boss is expecting me, Pravas, why don't you present your data? So when I'm going to present it, how to present it effectively? Keep your cursor towards your USD right side and there you type, name the cell called visual. Expand the column and select the visual column the way I have selected. Now, once you have done with this, what is the next step we need to do is immediately type equal to, having the selection with the visual column, immediately type equal to and take the cursor help from the left and hit Control Enter. So when you hit Control Enter, you will be noticing the entire USD column will be replicated in the visual column. Now the question you can ask me, Prabhas, we could have done the simple copy paste. Why did you take a long route like this? The reason is tomorrow when I do my changes in the data, I don't need to do again a copy paste. Since it is already formula driven, it will get updated automatically. So this is the reason why I kept my data set in formula driven cells. All right. Now, selecting the entire visual column data, don't select the header, only select the data sets. And then go to your home tab. You will be finding a beautiful option called conditional formatting, right? Home tab, conditional formatting. And within this conditional formatting, you have an option called data bars. And when you go to data bars, it opens with two broad categories, naming called gradient fill and solid fill. So you can take anything you like, but I would prefer to go for gradient fill. This light blue data bar I like the most. If you like anything other colors, you can take it. Now, when you go and apply the same, what it happens more or less, is it giving a feel of a bar chart? Isn't it? But technically, how it is different from a bar chart, let's discuss. If you really create a bar chart out of this data, the data will be in one location, bar chart will be in another location. But here, the bars are applied exclusively on the cells. If you create a bar chart out of this data, it will occupy more space of your Excel file. But this is something hardly going to occupy some space in KBs. So this is how it is too different from your bar chart, but more or less it is giving the same feeling. And where it is available, it's in the home tab and called conditional formatting. And there you have the option over here. What is that? Naming called data bars. All right. So kindly confirm all of you are clear how to apply the data bar so far.
Yes.
Right. Now, though we have applied people over here in this format, whatever we did, anybody can do. It's a simple option. Selecting the data, going to conditional formatting, anybody can apply. So now the time has come how to present something different from others. Now see the beauty. Select your entire visual column, whatever we have prepared, plotted over here. Go to your home tab, conditional formatting. Now remember one thing, whenever you apply any kind of conditional formatting, if you want to see the backstage view rules, whatever you have applied, you need to go for the option called manage rules. Manage rules. And when you go for the manage rules, a dialog box appears. There will be an option called edit rule. And when you go and check this edit rule, you will be finding a dialog box appears, and this is the place where you can change your color of the bars, you can change the outline, you can change the direction, all these things. Whatever you want to do, you can do it from this point. But there is an option over here called show bar only. That checkbox is not activated. Please activate that. And now click OK. Again, click OK and see the beauty. One column having the statistical data. So those who are willing to see the numbers, billions, billions, lakhs, crores, they will be watching USD data. And those guys, they do not have the time, but they want to have a simple understanding of this, then they can look at the visual column. So this is how we have presented our data in a beautiful pattern, but where? In Excel. But where people are demanding to present the same in PowerPoint. Now, since we have done the things better in Excel, we hardly need to struggle in PowerPoint. See how? Just 1 minute, watch my screen. So I'll copy my data from Excel. I'll go to my PowerPoint. I can simply go for right click, paste as an image. And then I should just drag it diagonally, never ever touch the top, bottom, left, right, and all. And once this is done, our data is ready. Now the same when I'm going to present it, people will love to see that. And this is called nothing but your infographic presentation. And this is what mostly you will be finding in all the big fours presentation or McKinsey and Co, Bain and Company, the Boston Consulting Group, anywhere, the renowned firms, the investment firms or global firms, if you see their presentations, you will be finding that this kind of visuals is filled with all the slides. So this is what nowadays a trend. Mere presenting your numbers alone is not enough. So this is how taking the visual options of like data bars, we can make our presentation more meaningful. All right, just check it out. All these things are clear, what we did. Fine. Is it working? Understood?
Yes.
All right. So now just stay focused again, people. As I have been saying since day one, when you present your data as it is, nowadays audience doesn't like it. So what audience is expecting that when you are presenting your data, make sure your data speaks a beautiful story about this. So now the question is how to present our data in a beautiful storytelling format. So what we can do, just 1 minute, watch my screen, observe what I'm doing. Next 1 minute, I'll be giving time to try with. Just in. I will take my product and USD along with the column headers. I'll go for data sorting. Alt D S, sort by USD column, order largest to smallest. And see the beauty now. We can make a beautiful story. From category 12, we got the maximum revenue. From category 4, we got the least revenue. It is easy to read. Since we have made all these things in Excel, any point of time when people are expecting the same to be in PowerPoint, I can take this over here and I go to PowerPoint. I'll go for a simple, again, picture format to present it. And when I'm presenting the same to the audience, now take a look which one is giving the beautiful information, option 1 or option 2. Same data,
Two.
but our presentation techniques are different. And definitely whoever is watching, they will prefer to see this table, right? So this is how we have understood how to present our data differently by using this kind of visuals over there. And this is what nowadays hotcake in the market. If you see any of the dashboards and all, this will be filled with this kind of visuals. So give it a try and confirm all these things are working. Any doubt, any queries? All right. Can I take that? Everyone is clear so far, whatever we discussed?
Yes, for me.
Okay. Yes, Rita, Nikita.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, just take a look at my screen. No need to do anything. This bar styles, if you look at how is that bar patterns, it is always starting from your left and it is moving towards your right. Do you agree?
Yes.
If you, how it is or why it is because our USD column, all the places value is positive. What if you have negative any point of time? We know basic logic. The column or the bars, whatever it is there, it should be reversed right to left. It should start moving if it is a negative value. And if it is negative, what kind of colors you want to see or we prefer to see those colors in those negative values is the red. So let's see. If I go to category 3, suppose I change my values to something negative, -3500. The moment I hit enter, you could notice with immediate effect, this will show the ready-made impact on that. We don't need to go for some extraordinary headache or taking extra efforts over here. So this is what the beauty of your data bar styles, people. Depending upon the data, it will automatically grab the audience attention. That is the helping hand it is going to give you. So all these things, nobody is going to demand from you. Nobody is going to ask you. This is from your side. You have to give it. And trust me, automatically your data will stand out of the crowd and you will be making a difference at your workplace. Okay. Now we'll go for our situation number 2. So let us go and explore what are the other visual tools we have so that we can make use of the same and we can make our presentation more meaningful. So we have got same product wise USD column. Let's go and create another column naming called visual and expand the column a bit. Now, once you have got this, select your entire USD column selected. Just don't select the header, only select the data. Okay. Now, if you go to Insert tab, you will be finding a category naming called Spark Lines. And in that category of spark lines, 3 different types of spark lines are there. Where it is in Insert, spark line is the group, and different types of spark lines you'll be finding naming called line, column, bin, or loss. Check it out. Able to see? Now, go to our sparkline type naming called column. So when you go for this column sparkline, people, it will take you to a dialog box where you could see it is asking where is the data. So data is already selected. Now it is asking where is the location. So where you want to present it. So we'll take the visual column first cell over there. And the moment you click OK, you will be finding a visual impressions of your data will be ready, but that is not so clear. So what we can do along with that column, we need to select the rest. Don't drag it. If you drag, the meaning will be different. Go for selecting the column with shift and down arrow key. And then go to the home tab. You have an option called merge and center. What is that? Merge and center. The moment you go for merge and center over here, immediately you find more or less it is going to give you a feel of a column chart. And as I told you, do not present your data as it is. People always expect something more. And what is that more? We need to present our data in a beautiful storytelling format. So we need to select product and USD completely along with the column headers. And we need to go for data sorting. Sorting by USD column, order largest to smallest. And the moment you click OK, a beautiful story turns up. What is that? That the category 12 is generating the maximum revenue for me, and that is what the first product, right? Now category 4, we have got the least revenue, and this is the same. You can see the last product, right? So this is called our Spark lines, and where it is available in the insert tab, option name Spark lines, then general name over here. What kind of Spark line is column Spark line? So kindly confirm everybody is able to apply this. Any difficulties, any questions?
Prabhas, in the create spark lines in the data range, we are going to mention column. No, no, column spark lines. Okay, I chose column spark lines.
Yes.
It's asking for data range.
Data is already selected of USD column.
Yeah, 1 minute. The entire was the column. Okay. Yeah. And then okay, right?
Then location,
Sorry?
location, it would be asking next box.
Yeah.
Location box, you have to choose visual column first cell.
Okay. No, it's this. Okay.
And then
So
you
then
click
okay,
OK.
right? Yeah.
Right. Then one cell will be appearing with the visuals. All the visual impact will be defining in one cell. Now, along with that cell, select the rest of the cells towards down. Don't drag it. Select it. Shift and down arrow key.
Okay. Shift and down arrow.
And then go to home tab. Then go to home tab, merge and center.
Alt and center. Huh?
No, no, no. Going to home tab, merge and center.
Home tab, merge and center. Okay.
Then select your product and USD column completely like this, including the
One
headers.
minute. 1 minute. Home tab, merge and center. Okay. Yeah. And then I have to drag it down.
No, no, no. Why you can share your screen what you're doing. Let me have a look.
To do this.
Go to the share screen option and go for share entire screen.
Share entire screen. The option.
No, when you click the share button, what you are getting?
I get PowerPoint Live is SPI. Okay, fine. Excel
No, no,
Live.
no. Up, look at up. There will be two options, screen and window. Two
Yeah,
options will be
screen
coming up.
and
So go to screen option, click the screen button.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I got this. Can you see?
no, that is what wrong. Go for undo. Undo, Control Z. No, no, no. Your screen has gone. Again, share the screen.
Okay. Yeah.
Undo. Do the undo option.
Okay.
Do one thing. Go to that merge. Go to that home tab. Merge.
I
Merge
went
option.
merge option. Yes.
Unmerge. First you do unmerge. Right. Yes.
Okay.
Unmerge cells. Now
Hmm.
keep your cursor in the first cell of the visual column. First cell of the visual column.
Hmm.
Then select the rest of the cells towards down. That is what. Don't drag it. Don't drag it. I said not to drag it. You are going to drag again. Shift
Okay.
and down arrow key. Shift and
Okay.
down arrow key. Keep selecting.
Okay. That's it. Okay. Yeah.
Then go to home, merge and center. Going to home, merge
Okay.
and center.
Merge and center. Okay.
Now
Then
expand
you.
the column
Okay.
more. So at least you can make it visible for the people. Right.
Hmm.
Now select your product and USD column, including the header. Product and USD column, including the header.
Hmm.
Then
Okay.
go for data sorting.
Data sorting.
Yes.
Data sorting. Okay. Yeah. This one, right? It sort A to Z, na?
No. Go to sort button. Click that sort button. No, no, that is what sort is there. No written. That button you click.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sort by USD
Okay.
and order largest to smallest.
Yeah. It's already there.
Largest to smallest. It is there. Smallest to largest.
Okay. Largest to smallest. Okay.
Click OK.
Okay.
So
Got
it will
it.
be giving you a storytelling format.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yep.
Right.
Got
So
it.
first one, why
Thank
didn't
you.
you do that? Data bar style, why did not you apply?
Yeah. No, I was just somewhere there. So I was somebody had come, so I couldn't do that. But I will listen to the recording and I will do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the moment we have done with these people, so we have understood that this kind of visuals, how it is playing a great role, again, in terms of presentations, and nobody is going to ask all these things, but you have to present it from your side so that your presentation will stand out of the crowd and people will love to see that. Now, when you present all these things, definitely our audience will also start expecting something more from you. So what they will start expecting, let me take you through. Don't do anything, just watch my screen. They will expect that you should, why don't you apply this, all these respective values in this entire visual column? Shiva, could you please keep your mic on mute? Yeah.
It's already
Right.
mute.
Oh, sorry, Shiva. I meant for Hita actually. I just meant for her, but I named out your name. Sorry. All right. So here, the moment we go for our USD column, people will start expecting from us, why don't you apply the same individual values over the columns? So those things, those privileges we have in our charts and graphs, not in this. These are only mere visual purpose. You can use it, but you cannot have the data labels. You cannot have the legends. You cannot have the access titles. But yes, what you can do is you can select the visual, the maximum value, the highest column you can turn out to green, and the lowest one you can turn out to red. That you can do. But how? Let's see. I can select my visual, just 1 minute, watch my screen, observe what I'm doing. Next 1 minute, you can also try the same. I'll be giving time, don't worry. First, watch my screen. I have selected my visual. There is a Sparkline tab exclusively will be available on my screen. I'll go for that. Now there are two options, naming called over here Sparkline color and this is called marker color. So I'll go for the bottom one, marker color. I will choose high point to green and low point to red. Okay. So I can choose like this, whichever the color I like the most, and immediately you'll be finding the highest column is in green and the lowest one is it turn out to be red. So this kind of customization, this kind of formatting you can apply over there in that Sparkline. Okay. Now, when you go for the column directions, how it is from the axis always going towards up, always going towards up, isn't it? What if I have got some negative value? Then it will going beyond to, I mean, below to the axis. It will change the pattern. What if it is a negative? What kind of color you would like to see over there in the column? Of course, we prefer to go and see the watch the things in the red. So let's see now if I go to category 3 and I make something negative -3500, is it showing the same pattern? Yes. So this is what the beauty of your Sparkline people. Any point of time you can apply, you can do the customization, formattings, and this is ready for the application. So please give it a try and confirm all these things are working.
Work for me.
Okay. Now here, if you look at one thing, just watch my screen carefully. You may get again face the same trouble. Suppose say, since we have got one negative value, it is populating ideal way, no issues. Suppose say I have got more than one negative, say category 3 negative, category 7 also negative, suppose -1500. Now what happens? Only the value which is negative and that too where the value is very less because the more the negative the value will be less, right? We know the standard logic. So that one alone is turned into negative and that is what it is applying as a red color. What about the rest one, the 1500 case, it is also negative, but this is not showing the red color. So this is the place where people may objection or people may take some objection from your side. They will say, why it is showing like this? It is not exactly matching with your requirement. If it is negative, should be below to the axis. That is happening, but all the things, all the red, all the columns should be turned out to be red. It is not happening. So how to make it? Just see. If I select my visual in the same Sparkline tab, I have an option called low point. It is on. I need to deactivate. Negative points, which is not on over here, I need to activate this. And that's it now. Just see. So wherever I have negatives, automatically, is it turn out to be red? And along with that, is it changing the pattern? Just going below to the axis? Yes. Now, if I go and change one more to negative, -4500, see? So this is how people, you can customize the things based on the need. Where to go? Low point to be deactivated, negative points to be activated. Give it a try and check, is it working? Right? So this is how we have understood situation two, that how to make use of our spark lines, and we can add more visual over there and making our data more informative. Now we'll go for look into our situation three. So here what we are going to see, let me have a declaration of that. If you have some yesteryear's data or historical records to compare, or if you have multiple columns data to compare, then how to compare that and how to showcase the results. Now, suppose say same product wise, we have got 2 years data, 2019 and 2020. Okay. Now do one thing, keep your cursor next to 2020 and insert a column and name it as growth. Then again, keep your cursor in the growth header and insert a column and name it as visual. So basically we have created two columns, naming called growth and visual next to the 2020 year data. Now coming to the growth column, select everything like this and then go for the calculation. What will be the mathematics? Growth column. So 2020 minus 2029. So go for equal to 2020 minus 2019. Simple basic mathematics. Now control enter. So you got your growth column ready. Similarly, go for selecting the visual column and then type equal to, take the reference from the left, take the reference from the left, and then hit Control Enter. So you got visual column also ready. So kindly confirm once your data is ready.
Yeah.
Right. Now select your visual column data what you have created, not the header, only the data points, and go to your home tab. We have a beautiful option in the conditional formatting. Okay. In this conditional formatting, we have an option called icon sets. So when you go to the icon sets, it is appearing in four directional categories, four options categories like directional shapes and indicators, ratings. So it is up to you which one you feel more comfortable. You can go for that, not a problem. But if you ask me to ask what is your best recommendation, see, if you are more working with your project related activities, then you should go for shapes and indicators. If you are more working with your data, which is containing more into the text side, say, take an example. I am from HR side and my job role responsibility is just to design the balance scorecard template, assessment matrix, or taking the ratings of the employees or giving the skilling of the employees, where the text is more involved. Good, bad, excellent, poor, average, all this kind of text-based data I am working with, the better option you can go for ratings. Now, where you are more working with the numbers, say sales, marketing, accounts, finance, HR, attrition data, or your stores data, anywhere you are working with more into the numbers, you should take the directional options. But again, there is no hard and fast rule. It is up to you which option you would like to take it, whichever you believe it is more suitable to your data. Then suppose I take this first one. Okay, three different arrow keys. Now it is applied, no doubt. Now, what is that green color symbol signifying? Is compared to last year, this year, volume is increasing. What is the red color symbol defines? Compared to last year, this year, volume is decreasing. How about the yellow colors? Can you see that? Are you getting any message from the yellow color symbols? Just look at this. So what kind of story you are getting from the yellow color symbols?
No change compared to the previous one.
So what is exactly giving the message? As I told you, green color immediately expressive, red color easy to understand, but yellow color when I take it, rather giving an information, it is confusing my audience. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
So how it is confusing? Because yellow color itself, both the pattern is there, negative is there, positive is there. How it is possible? So people cannot understand what is expressing. So what we have understood, this kind of icon sets people, we cannot apply as it is. We have to customize it. So what is the thing we need to customize? Like very simple rules. Compared to last year, if this year volume is increasing, green color arrow key top, that is up arrow key. If it is decreasing, down arrow key symbol, red color. In case there is no increase or decrease, there is no growth or degrowth, the value remains same for both the years, then there should be a yellow color icon. Then it makes sense. But how to customize that? Just see. Select your entire visual column where you have applied that conditional formatting icon set rule. Okay. And I told you any point of time to see any conditional formatting backstage rules, you need to go to home, conditional formatting, and manage rules. So when you go to this manage rules option, then it will be taking you dialog box where you could see the edit rule option is available, correct? So go for this edit rule over here, and this is the place where you need to check. Just stay focused first. If you look at our data is there in numbers, but here if you look at the data type, it is showing percent. So this is the first change we have to do. Instead of percent, we have to go for number. Again, the below set of data, instead of percent, we should choose number. So this is the first change. Okay. Now, what is the next change? If you look at the first icon, it shows green color icon will be applied when value is greater than equal to 0. I don't want greater than equal to 0. It should be only greater than 0. This is the second change. Now, no other changes to be done. Excel is smart enough to understand what exactly it needs to do, and rest of the logics will automatically set it across. But one more thing, don't forget to do is there's an option called show icon only. This checkbox is not activated. You got to activate this. All right. Now click OK. Again, click OK and see the beauty. With immediate effect, our data will be expressive. So when you're presenting this, people will love to see this and this because people don't have time to go through your boring numbers and they don't have time to remember the entire story. So here itself, it is more expressive, and this is again one more format of our infographic presentations. And this is what mostly you will be finding as I named the company names, the big fours. And if you go to our companies like McKinsey and Co, Bain and Company, the Boston Consulting Group, you will be finding their presentations are filled with all this kind of visuals. All right. So this is how we have understood how to apply this kind of icon sets. Now, let me take you through this. What is that? We have got it where it is available. It's there in our home tab. Again, conditional formatting. And within that, icon sets and the category called directional. All right. So give it a try and check. Is it expressive? Any doubt, any queries, or any questions if you have, you can ask me.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for the confirmation. How about others? Fine. Now, let us go and discuss whatever we can do without visuals. Just see. I'll take it through one more scenario. Just do one thing along with me. Select your product 2019 and 2020 data, including the header the way I have selected. Copy that and leaving 2, 3 rows down, paste it. Okay. And here, 2019 data, make it as target, and 2020 data, make it as actual. So kindly confirm once your data is ready. Now, Once your data is ready, please stay focused. What is the ask? It's very, very important. Most of the time we need it also. Now, suppose say my boss asked me, Prabhas, this is the target, this is the actual, but what I want is in the actual column, I repeat what my boss is expecting in the actual column, I need to check if actual is greater than the target, then the color should be green color. The cell color should be green. If actual is less than the target, then the color should be or the cell should be red color. So this is what my boss is expecting, and whatever it is, the color will be happening, the cell color in actual column only. This is what he's expecting. So this is what mostly we need also in our routine activities, people, to present our data. Whenever you have budget versus actuals or target versus actuals or planned versus actual, something like this, then this kind of information you have to present. So now the question is how to present it. Here, always people take some different options. They create the helper column, they take the inbuilt options, but that is not going to fetch you the result. So I'll tell you a very beautiful concept. See, if you go to Home tab, conditional formatting, the existing rules will not help me. So sometimes people try this color scales because red and green somewhat combinations are available. They go for applying something like this, and whichever out of their trial and error they get it, but that will not going to be suffice definitely, and it will not be matching with the requirement. So don't try hard. The existing options is not going to help you. So when the existing options are not helping me, then we have a beautiful option called new rule. We can create our own rule. So let's see now. Selecting the entire actual column data, going to home, conditional formatting, choose new rule. And when you go for new rule, a dialog box appears, and there the last option in the categories naming called use a formula to determine which cells to format needs to be selected. And once you select, you will be finding a formula bar available over here. Okay. Now, what I need to do, stay focused. I will keep my cursor in that box. I'll choose my actual cell. Now stay focused one thing and understand, please. When I take my actual column for cell, can you see it is applying $2 symbols to that cell, making column lock and making row lock as well. But I do not want to apply only to a cell. I just want to apply for the entire column, right? So instead of locking the cell, I have to make it a generic cell. How? By hitting the F4 key, keep hitting and turn into a general cell. Then greater than going to target. So when I took target, again, it is trying to lock the cell. So I don't want to lock the cell. So you can remove the locking by using again F4. Now, if this is true, means if actual is greater than target, what kind of format? I'll go to click the format tab. I'll go to fill button and choose green color. This will be the cell color will be green. And then how about the font color? So if you want to change the font color, there is a separate tab for font. You can choose that. And in that font tab over here, when I go and apply this, okay, so I'll go for font tab. And then I can make it over here, say bold. I can change the color status to white. Now, when I go and click OK, this would be the format. So if this condition is true, if this condition is true, this will be the formatting. It will be applied. We have given the condition. Okay. Now, where it is going to apply? The selected area, it is going to be applied, right? Now, only thing is I need to click the OK button and see the beauty with immediate effect. You can notice wherever the targets are less than the actuals, so wherever the actuals are greater than the target, it is turned out to be green, right? So give it a try, people, and check, are you getting the same feel? So our first condition is satisfied now. This is ready. Now, how about the second condition? Like if actuals are less than the target, red color, same thing, but reverse logic. So selecting the entire actual column data, going to home, conditional formatting, new rule. Use a formula to determine which cells to format, then taking again actuals, removing the locking less than target. And target also move the locking, going to format, fill tab, red color, font tab, high contrast to the background, and make it bold. Now when you click, this format will be applied where? Again in the actual column only. And once you click OK, now this is ready. So this is how people, if you happen to create your own rules also in conditional formatting, we have the privilege. You can write your own formats, own formulas. You can write your logical conditions over there. So all these things in those new rules you can customize. And tomorrow, when you happen to change your target, suppose my category one, I have my increased my target, say 5,500. Now what happens? Automatically actual column turns out to be red. So it is completely dynamic. So once it is ready, whenever there is a change in the value, based on that, conditional formatting also applied accordingly. So this is how people we have understood how to apply different types of visuals in our data and making it more expressive. And whenever you happen to write your own conditional formatting rule, how to apply this, how to write it, we got the basic understanding. So any doubt, any queries in this, in the data visualization sheet? So these things you need to practice
What
taking your live data. Yes. Yes, Sudhanshu, you can ask me.
what if we will add one more column towards right and make it as status, and we'll write a formula like if the target value is less than actual or target value is greater than equal to, then that column will be green or red. In that case,
What's the point of doing that? See, that is what I made it clear. My boss is expecting everything in the actual column only I want to see. I don't want any helper column, additional column, because that is what people don't like. If you create the unwanted data, if you keep creating the additional columns, making your file size heavy, people don't like it. That is what I have been telling from day one, right? So this is the idle practice.
yes.
But now, if you do not want that, fine. To answer your question, you can do that. You can go and create a status column. You want to check it something like this by putting a logical condition. Suppose say here you want to go for a status column. So what kind of logic you have to apply is equal to if this column actual, if it is greater than target, then what you're expecting? True, right?
Right.
No. So you can write true over here. Now, if this is not true, then false. So those things you can write with simple logical calculations like this. We have seen in day one also. Now the same you can apply for others. Now what you can do, a conditional formatting, going for over here home, conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, text that contains. If it is containing true, you can write it. If it is containing true, then it should be, say, green color. So custom format, fill, green, you can go for it. Now, again, you need to take one more condition from the Home tab, conditional formatting, highlight cell rules. Over here, text that contains, if it is containing false, then it should be red. So you can go and write red over here. So those things also, you can do it. Okay. So tell me which one is easy? Creating formula, again writing true, false, or 1, 0, and making a separate column, making your file size heavy, spending your time. Instead of doing that, don't you think in the actual column what you prefer to present is more ideal? Yes. So this is what in Excel, a particular job you can deliver in 5 different ways. That is what the beauty of Excel. But which one is the best option? You have to take a call. So best option in the sense must be time saving. Second, should not be increasing my file size. Third one, data processing should be faster. Fourth one, easy to understand. This is what people prefer to see. Okay. So this is all about our data visualization people. So any doubt, any queries on this, whatever we discussed in this data visualization? So taking the live data, you have to practice. Don't again keep yourself idle. Keep the momentum going. Keep practicing because this is what the people always mistake. What they do, what no, they are getting the video recordings on idle time. They will practice. Time will never come. Trust me. That video recording will be there in one corner, the data will be in one other corner, and you will be the same, remain the same. So what's the point of investing time and money and learning? So take my words, try to apply all these things in your real time applications or the data, whatever regular activities you are dealing with. Don't think that well whether it will be useful on me or not. What you have learned, how to apply this, try to understand in that way, try to apply it. So this is about our data visualization. So let us have a quick recap what we did today. Okay. So we have started working with our data cleansing operation. So whenever you have the errors and blanks in place, how to deal with the same, how to do the right treatment with that and present it effectively to the audience. Then we saw when you download the data from SAP or ERP, how to clean the necessary columns and make our data ready for next level by taking the help of text to columns. Then we saw when you have our data AI tool, suppose say Excel AI tool data sets like our flash fill, if it is there, and that is 2013 and above versions, if you are working with, then how your job is becoming easy and how to make use of that flash fill operations or how flash fill tool usage and what are the rules behind that we have understood. And we have also seen various scenarios where you can use flash fill to make your job easier. Then we saw when you download the data from SAP or ERP, if you have regular intervals, some blank cells, how to turn into a flat data, creating some data sets in the ready-made formats and making it ready available for the other options. Then we saw over here, like when you have the data sets in place, how to present it effectively into more giving dynamic feeling using the slicers, converting the data into table, adding the subtotal tool and giving a dashboard kind of feeling, connecting to a shape and giving a link to that. All these options we saw. Then we saw like if you have the data formatted into table, multiple data sets, how to showcase in one interface and present it effectively to the audience in one window itself. Then we saw various visualization techniques like our conditional formatting data bars, spark lines, then conditional formatting icon sets, and then how to add your own rule in conditional formatting. Those things also we saw. So this is about our day 2. All right. So any doubt, any queries, either from day 1 or day 2, if you have, you can ask me. All right. So save all your files, people. Okay. And day 3, the agenda, what will be, I'll tell you first. So day 3 completely will be discussing about when you download the data from SAP or ERP, a huge volume of data, how to read our data properly and how to prepare multiple reports out of that. So we are going to explore the entire features of pivot table and how to use pivot table the most and present the reports effectively and how to create a dashboard using pivot table and how to connect multiple pivot tables. Those things we are going to see in our day 3. And taking the pivot table, how to connect with your pivot charts also simultaneously and working together on that, we are going to see in that things. So day 3 is very, very important. All these things are very essential, but day 3 is very, very important because that alone, the day, what you're going to learn people, it is going to make a lot of difference at your workplace. So don't miss the class and please try to join in time. As I said, 5 minutes before the scheduled time, make yourself settle down completely and then dot 2 p.m. we'll start our session. All right. So if there is no doubts or queries, shall I call it as a day?